Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be an update about the end of semester of my personal curriculum and what I've learned and how far I've come with my focus areas that I wanted to improve on and study. And I want to show you an update for the end of this semester. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I did start my journey in Notion. As you all know, I showed you in my first video that I started a simple Notion planner, a Notion setup that was quite simple, and I started with a few subjects that I wanted to focus on. I think I started with 7 at the time, and then I reduced it to, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I reduced it to 4 or 5. So it was video making from the beginning. I had me time. Video making is something that I aimed to improve on, and I feel like I've done that drastically as well. I still have a lot to go, but I'm happy with the progress I've made this semester. And having a personal curriculum, building that in Notion has helped me to do that. And then I also wanted to focus on me time as well at the beginning, but then I did end up incorporating that in my life subject. So I did want to improve my quality of life, which I feel like I've added elements into life that could help me improve, and I've started in certain areas to implement these improvements. And then I had design and illustration, which I still currently have, but I'm not focusing on architecture and design anymore. So that's a change there. And organizing ideas is something that I changed. So if we pop into my next planner that I made after this one, it looked like this. It was like a black sophisticated theme, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. It was my first real implementation of databases, and having them in different views and adding widgets and really making a spread that was personalized using various elements of Notion that were more in depth, like these databases and calendars and having different views and things like that. So I had lots of fun working on this planner spread. I had here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subjects in this planner. As you can see, I kind of refine it as I go. So this is my second planner that I've made in Notion. So if we pop into my third one, this was more of me implementing my design and illustration into my Notion spreads and using it as a way of expression for my art. And that was something that caught me by surprise, because I didn't expect Notion to be a form of expression for my illustrations, but I wanted to experiment and see if I could achieve that, and I'm really happy to say that I could. And this was the beginning stages of it, really trying to make Notion feel like a home, a cozy place to come back to, somewhere that it was personalized but not limited to what was in Notion. So here I also have my 5 subjects. I think at this point was when I was starting to realize, or starting to have a good idea about what subjects I wanted to focus on even more. So design and illustration, learning Notion, live and video making really became my focuses, not so much architecture and interior design, although I do still have a great interest in those topics. It might be something that I take up in the future. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way this spread came out. It was a cozy, autumn theme, nostalgic, Polaroid theme with gradients and all of these cozy illustrations and colors. I was really happy with the way the illustrations turned out. The Polaroid, the the camera, the cushions, the bulletin board, and the sprinkles of gravel, which really made it a seasonal. And of course, the header, I was really happy with the way it turned out, and just experimenting with different shapes and having them come into a Notion planner cohesively. And I think this is the point where I felt like I was really increasing my skills in learning Notion, in video making, because I did make a video about this one as well, and putting it together. And I did also implement design and illustration. So if we hop into my next plan, this is where I took it even a step further with integrating relations in databases and exploring more in-depth ways of doing things. So making projects and seeing how I could implement progress bars to, have my project tasks and my subtasks that were related to that project. Also, I did go in depth with different focus areas. So I had study, work, health, and life. So a bit different in this Notion spread. I wanted to experiment a little bit more, and I did have a lot of fun working on this Notion template. It was more of a life planner focus, and so I had study as one separate focus area, and then I had work, health, and life in their categories and subcategories as well. And this is where I put design, learning Notion, and video making in under one header of study, and then I had work and all of its sub headings, and then health and all of its subheadings, and life and all of its subheadings. So it was a nice experimentation. I absolutely love the way this spread turned out, this planner spread, because it's got this beautiful view of the focus areas, the projects. I have links, and the to-do list. I love how they turned out with the button. This was where I implemented a button that would generate an automated to-do list section. So that was exciting for me to add into a planner as well. I did also learn how to automate page layouts with buttons as well. And if we go into each focus area, we could see how that happened. If we have a look in here, I made it like little cozy study rooms with linked databases too, which were filtered by category and focus area to make it nice and seamless to work in. So I did implement that with each of my focus areas as well, which is, I love that idea, and I might implement it further as well in the future with my next spreads that I want to do. So with each of these spreads, my aim was to learn more, implement more of what I've learned in Notion, and I feel like I have definitely achieved that over this semester in my personal curriculum. Here also building a task manager, which was much more of a complex skill which I hadn't really focused on previously. This task manager really took my skills in Notion to another level, filtering tasks today, completed this week, this month, and through projects as well, while adding progress bars, rings, formulas, and relations in databases. So these were like quite heavy terms for me at the beginning to learn, but I've enjoyed going over the learning curve and really studying Notion and all that it comes with it. I mean, I still have so much more to go, and you'll see in my next planner spread, we have my Gamified planner, my latest planner, which I aim to make a digital garden that keeps on growing and flourishing. So this is a Gamified study and life planner, which brings, study and life together. This was even more fleshed out than previously. And if we look at my subjects that I was focusing on, learning Notion, video making, design and illustration, and life, these are the subjects I really wanted to focus on in my personal curriculum. So my aim of building a personal curriculum was to increase my quality of life and increase my skills and my learning. And I feel like it really has done that job really well. So building a personal curriculum has really worked for me. Over a course of this month, I've really achieved a lot, and I will show you in a bit how I've documented that in this Gamified study and life planner. Really, let's go down and I'll show you what I mean. So if we start with, my first subject, which is learning Notion, I had a badge that was related to learning Notion and major goals and my tasks. So if we look in, my major goals for this semester were to be proficient in making databases, applying basic formula, making a neat and organized Notion work and study space, and learn how to automate my Notion work using buttons. So if we have a look at that, my first major goal, relating information between two or more databases, I feel like I achieved that, so we can go ahead and take that off. I learned how to, add progress bars in that. So use relations to add information and progress bars as well that translate over. I also learned how to show various database views, and we can see that in you can see that in the way we've got a gallery view, we've got table views, and calendar views. This is more of a gallery view actually, but it's viewed in a different way. It's in a way that doesn't show any card preview. So that's something I was learning to do as well, which was quite fun. So also showcases the link to view function to display databases, yes, because you can see in all of these task headings, that's exactly what I've done. So that was quite fun and a learning experience which I was really engaged in. So we can go ahead and tick off proficient making databases. I feel like I did pretty well. Looking back and reflecting on that, I feel like my Notion templates that I've made really showcase these learnings, and that I've achieved a lot of them. And if we go to basic formula, uses formula to display progress bars, definitely, and we can see that up here as well. Uses formula to display progress icon bars, hearts, yes, and we can also change these to circles, dots, and things like that, stars. We've got uses formula to display progress rings, yes, and I did showcase that in my Deluxe Life Planner. We've got a ring right here, which was pretty amazing to learn how to do. And then uses formula to express progress data between related databases, which is exactly what we're doing here by showing progress, and we can now check that off, and that will apply over in the badges section. We've got all right, now our workspace. Uses text blocks as dividers. Yes, definitely. This is our text block right here. Uses traditional Notion dividers. Yes, definitely. I've used them in here as well. Uses call out blocks to categorize information. Definitely, I've been applying that a lot and I love the look of it. It's so neat and tidy. So I can go ahead and now and check that off. And now I'm almost done. I've almost received my Notion devotion badge. And last but not least, our automation through buttons. I've got uses buttons to generate page template. Yes, definitely. I showcased that in my Deluxe Life Planner. Uses buttons to link to a URL. We can see that is shown in my Gamified Starting Life Planner up in the menu. Making a menu I think was really cool as well. That was another cool feature. And uses buttons to link to Notion pages. Definitely. To URL Notion pages, yes. So basically similar. But let's go ahead and check that's off. And now I've earned my Notion devotion badge. Okay, next is Video Master. So let's go ahead and I'll show you my achievements and my reflection and how, having a personal curriculum has really pushed me to learn video making, which I have been putting off for so long. And it was kind of daunting for me at first because of the learning process. So films relevant footage for the topic. I had films, clips that display the video concept, yes. Screen records needed clips, yes. Records voice for videos, yes, definitely. Edits videos to form a production. Merges audio, video, and other elements to package the film, yes. Sequences various clips to form a coherent story, yes. Chooses a video editing software, yes. And I was going through Clip Champs, I think that's what it's called, Clip Champs, and Canva as well. So I've been working between those two. And then we've got forms, coherent plans for video topics, list different clips to include in a video, yes. Comes up with titles that summarize video concepts, yes. Brainstorms topics to make videos about, yes. So we can check these off. And through that, I've earned my Video Master badge. Alright, awesome. Alright, let's have a look at how I did in Design Queen. Alright, let's have a look. Post work to Pinterest. Yes, I did post my templates to Pinterest. Displays learning through YouTube tour videos. Yes, they're on my channel. Showcases projects via cozy YouTube videos. Yes, they are also on my channel. And I did a little morning, study with me, work with me as well, which was a bit different and fun. Draws elements related to the theme of winter. I have not done that yet, so I won't check that off. Draws doodles related to the theme of cozy, yes. Draws different elements related to the theme of autumn, yes. Tries pen drawn freehand style doodles. Let's have a look. Well, they're not pen drawn, but they are kind of freehand, so I'm not going to check that off. Incorporates pencil brush in Procreate. Yes, I did do that, so I'll check that off. Now I can't check that off and that, but I can check the first one off. Okay, uses everyday life and experiences to draw inspiration, yes. Uses Pinterest as a source of inspiration, definitely. So I can go ahead and check that off. Now, with this badge, I haven't earned it just yet. I'm about 50% through, but I'll keep at it and see how I go with that. And last but not least, we have Living It Up. Let's see how I did with that. Okay. Making positive dietary decisions. Stays hydrated throughout the day. I feel like I could do better, but did I get myself over the line? Yes, I feel like I did. Eat certain foods in moderation. Yes. Choose nutritious food in each meal. Yes. Eat a healthy amount for each meal. Yes. So this one was more about not feeling myself to where like I was in pain, or learning when to stop. And learning when I'm actually full and had enough. So that was that there. And acknowledges things to be grateful for. Yes, I have been trying to implement that more. Takes time out of the day for mindfulness. Yes, also I have been trying to implement that as well. Find something to learn from undesired outcomes. That's a big one for me as well. I've been trying to do more of endeavors to make positive interaction with others as well. I feel like these four I definitely have been trying to incorporate more, definitely. Okay, takes time away from screen for rejuvenation. This one could be more, but I think I have achieved it. I have I've achieved that so far. Although it could be better. Dedicates time to incorporate walking. Yes. Okay, so I can tick this off, and this off. And I've achieved my living it up badge. Yay. Now, one thing, this is now like an indicator of how I'm doing and where I want to take this next semester for my personal curriculum. So how can I use my personal curriculum to even improve my quality of life even further? Because I do feel like the personal curriculum really did work for me. It motivated me, it excited me, it made me excited to get up every day, and not just to get up every day, but to get up at rise early, because I was so excited to, start working on my tasks, seeing my progress, and also sign in. So let's sign in today. Also, it is the last day of October, and one thing I've been brainstorming is, one thing I want to start incorporating is journaling, using my sign in database to journal. So if I go into my journal, my little sign in page, which is dated for today, I can now go ahead and use this as my journal, and I'm going to use it to talk about things I want to incorporate in my achievements moving forward. Now that I am closing in on term 1 of my personal curriculum, I also want to, touch base and reflect and talk a bit about what I want to improve on, how I want to improve on it, and things I want to implement for next time. So alright, today is the last day of October, so I feel like, I want to say I'm pretty happy with many of the achievements I made this semester. So just like a little journal entry this semester with my personal curriculum. And I feel like I've definitely improved in a lot of areas. I have improved in many areas that I set goals in. And these areas I feel like weren't the easiest to work on previously, but having a personal curriculum really helped me achieve that. For example, video making was a topic which was quite difficult for me to work on, which was, quite difficult for me previously. because it had so many moving parts. So it's like a project previously. It's like, because it has many moving parts to it. And so using Notion, using my personal curriculum and Notion as tools really helped me implement subtasks, so break down my Notion personal curriculum planner really helped me break down subtasks and view my progress. So if I have a look, learning Notion has really helped me because it has so many tools like progress bars, calendar views, different ways of expressing and breaking down major tasks, major goals and projects. And so to be able to get 10 videos up for me in 1 month is a big achievement. And so that's a big win for me. Previously, it was hard for me to even film one video because it was like, where do I begin with this? Where do I even start? And so I just didn't do it, or I found the task, many parts of it, daunting because you have to film, edit, and how are you going to film, and what are you going to film with, and what are you going to edit with, and choosing clips, and then doing voice. And it was a big thing for me, but this personal curriculum this semester, I really wanted to take it as a goal for me, like to experiment and experience. So using my personal curriculum as a learning experience and as a journey that I'm documenting has really helped me achieve big goals. Yeah, these are quite big goals for me. Learning Notion is a big goal. It's a whole system to learn, and I feel like I've learned a lot in a month. I've made so much progress. I've made so much progress in Notion this past month, and that is also a big achievement in itself because it's a whole new system that I didn't know how to use. And you saw me at the beginning of my journey, I was like tripping a lot, and I was still learning the ropes, and I didn't know how to make databases. I was struggling to make toggle lists, bullet lists, and bullet points, and to-do lists as well. But now I feel like I'm pretty proficient in Notion, although there's still a lot to go, still a lot for me to improve on. But I'm pretty happy, looking back. I can honestly say that I've learned so much in video making and in learning Notion as well. With my design stuff, design and illustration is something that I had a major artist block. So my personal curriculum has really, helped me out of my artist block. And not only that, but Notion itself played a big hand in that, and video making as well. So video making and learning Notion really had a big hand in this as well. And because they were pathways for me to express my art in a fun way again. And I feel like along the way I had lost that fun and lost motivation to draw, illustrate, and design. But Notion has become a field for me to design and illustrate and express and learn. It's really a learning platform for me, and I'm documenting my learning and I'm seeing my progress. And for someone like me, visually seeing progress and visually being in an aesthetic environment really push me. They really spark something within me, and I become to bloom in ways where I didn't think I would. And this is exactly what has happened in my personal curriculum. I've really gone down a path which I did not expect. Through Notion, video making. With Notion, my main one was making different templates, improving at the pace that I did, expressing my art through Notion in the way that I did. And with video making was, making comprehensive videos, detailed videos, frequent videos. That was a big thing for me. And design and illustration has really been a product of that. So me falling in love with illustrating again is a big thing for me. So I'm so happy with the achievements that I've made. Although I achieved 50%, and I didn't achieve that badge, I feel like I went so far from where I was previously, where I had stopped drawing and designing, or having that spark for it. So now if we go to life, what can I say about life? My aim was to improve my quality of life. Okay, so of life. Okay, now I want to do a few dot points, I guess, with this. Okay, no, not this one. I'm still learning. And it's still fun. Learning how to shortcut things, and yeah. All right. So what did I improve on? More walking. I did do more walking. I did get up earlier, so wake up earlier with excitement. So I woke up earlier with a fire in my belly and in my chest, and just wanting to get started and being excited to get started on my day, being excited to achieve my goals and to improve myself and my life in certain areas. So I did walk more, I did wake up earlier, mental space. I would say I had more excitement and more motivation. Motivation was increased, definitely. I had, so excitement. I'll add that on its own one. Excitement to get the day started. And I had a vision. Like, how would I put this? I had more of a a fire within me, of where I wanted to take this. Fire to express. Actually, what can I say? Okay, I had a fire in my belly to express, explore, and learn. Also, using healthy ways to manage stress. And that was, achieving goals, which was through achieving goals. Goals. Goals that I set in my personal curriculum. All right, now what I want to do is I want to talk about my plan for, this is my reflection now, my plan for next. What's next now for me? I do want to keep improving my quality of life. I do want to continue to improve my Notion, learning, my video making, and my design and illustration. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to, I'm going to do it like I did. I want to do it like I did this time. Letting it all flow and I want to let it all spark itself, because I feel like that's what happened. Like it all, like fireworks, they just kept going. The fireworks kept going, and that caused me to have momentum. So, I want to say that I want to keep achieving and aiming high. I want to keep being excited about learning and documenting my goal progress. So I want to keep learning. That's what I want to put down right now. I want to improve. And I think that is, a pretty good start to have as a vision for where I want to go with this next. So I'm going to let that statement sit there, brew for a little bit for November. And in November, I want to see, where I want to take this. Do I want to add more to this planner template? Do I want to add different elements of fun, more games, more, where do I want to take this? I know that I want to keep achieving, and I want to keep aiming high, and I want to keep being excited about learning and documenting my goal progress. So that's, I feel like, a starting point for me. So now I'm going to take some time for that statement to brew, and my main objective is to improve my quality of life in certain areas. Notion, video making, design and illustrations are part of that improvement. My expression and using these modes, these methods to as a form of learning and excitement, and as a form of managing, having an element of excitement in life, kind of like a hobby as well. But yeah, something to look forward each day. And this has definitely been something this past month, this past semester. Working on my personal curriculum has really been, it's put excitement, an element of excitement in this process. So I hope you've enjoyed this journey with me. I want to continue on my journey of learning, of productivity, of improvement, keep studying and improving myself as a person, in health, mental health, physical health, skills that I'm learning as well, which is Notion, design, illustration, and video making, and other things. So I want to see what else I can explore too. So I'm excited for what's next, and I hope that you've been enjoying this journey with me. And so I showed you my improvement from day one to now, and I kind of expressed that through my Notion templates. So all of my areas you can see them in my videos and in my Notion templates, and in my illustrations as well, because I've kind of gone more in depth with them as the time went on. So you can see my progress during this month, and I hope it's been interesting for me to see as well. So that progress, and I've improved I've improved in 4 of these focus areas more than I even expected or anticipated. And I have so much happiness to see the improvements that I've made, and it shows that I can do it. I can do it. I can make videos. I can learn a new skill. I can, I can. And this is documenting that, putting my mind to it, and having a personal curriculum really helped me get started in this. And I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my journey as much as I've enjoyed working on trying to improve certain areas, the focus areas that I really, showcased. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and take care.